The world as you know it is about to end, and you should be happy about it. Welcome to another geopolitical analysis video. Please like and subscribe my video here. I noticed that 50% of you viewers out there are subscribed. Please tune in. All of our predictions when it came to the Ukrainian war back in 2021 April came to fruition. The COVID-19 economy as well, the ramifications that we described in that video are coming to fruition. So please stay tuned. Now, major energy companies are seeking bailouts, not from the commercial banks that provide the liquidity to the markets, but actually straight from the governments. Now, European countries like Switzerland, UK, Holland, and many more, Italy as well, are getting that protection. But who's going to pay for that at the end of the day? It's you, the customer. Now, Europeans are shafted. We're talking about hundreds of billions of euro. And especially now with the liquidity crunch and the USD liquidity crunch. Now, Europe is in a catch-22 situation. Succumbing to Russia would mean a total defeat, and the US wouldn't allow that to happen. Now, many critics argue that Russia is heading towards a downturn in the long run, and many others are thinking that the US hegemony is about to end and that the beginning is near. But the most important thing is that the Ukrainian support that these Europeans have followed suit is backfiring for them. 40% at least of the Russian supply of natural gas is being cut now. Nord Stream 1, like we said in our previous video, Cyprus, like we discovered hundreds and hundreds of billions of cubic meters ready at some point to be supplied to Europe. But it's too late. The energy policies that are coming to effect are too late, too little, and they're not going to save the European, who's going to pay 4 or 5 times the energy bills to survive. Imagine if in the US you have to pay $200, $300 a month, and that is blown up to $1,000. Think about the retail. So they're in a catch-22 for sure. Now, without energy, nobody can build anything, nobody can manufacture anything. The bedrock of civilization is actually right now in a very, very dark place. Now, we should be happy. The reason why is because all of this financial meltdown needs to happen quick, and it has to happen because the everything bubble, like most are declaring, is something that is about to be burst. And we're talking about billions and billions to trillions of dollars disappearing from the markets. Disappearing. Just we're talking about a huge reevaluation of assets. Because for a very long time, the economy has been running on stimulus, on packages, on printing, on QE that is handed to the commercial banks. The millennials have not received the torch yet from the previous generations. And we're talking about the capital, the investments, the inheritance. We are not the holders of the largest capital right now. We are not. So that will take several years. Until that happens and our demographics shine again, it's going to take a few years. The lockdowns and of course the Ukrainian war, all of those ramifications piled up, especially with the terrible energy policies of the Green New Energy Deal of Franz Timmermans, which I have described in the War of Fossil Fuels. You can go and check it out. They're the culprits, and we should be blaming those policymakers who are not only threatening the existence of the population that will starve, be cold, and actually die this winter. We should be able to throw these people in jail. They're responsible for this. It's a man-made crisis in order to contract the economy, to limit population and growth. Now, the imports in the US are making countries more desperate for US dollar. One is just to see the DXY, the chart that shows the currencies that are collapsing to the dollar. Now, it's not that the dollar is strengthening. It's that other economies, other currencies are collapsing to the dollar. And as a result, it is the best house in the worst neighborhood, the US dollar, and that's why it's surviving. Household surveys are reporting worldwide, especially in North America, but also in Europe, that more and more people are using credit cards, debt, in order to pay off bills and to maintain their lifestyle. Now that's got to come down. At some point, either we're going to have a sovereign debt default or we're going to continue and spiral into hyperinflation. That's why gold standard and Bitcoin standard, which I'm a fan of, has been on the forefront of many critics that this financialized economy, this industry, it's not sustainable, and at some point it will burst, and the effect will be tenfold of those of the 2008 housing crisis. Now, many will declare bankruptcies, sell off assets for pennies in order to just pay off bills and just survive. Now, this is a real phenomenon. We've noticed the euro shrunk and is sinking in comparison to the USD. It reached parity, but now is dropping in comparison to the USD. It's the lowest that it has ever been in the last 20 years. But the good news is that this flush out is healthy. We need this flush out. We need all of this to go away. We need central banks to stop governing, because we all know that governments spend, and the Fed and other central banks, what they do is that they entertain that, they encourage that, especially with lower interest rates. And we may be seeing the future of hyperinflation stepping on our doorstep. Venezuela has faced it, Lebanon, Syria, many other countries. But now in the Western world, we are not the producers. Like I've said before, we are the consumers. But what happens when the consumer doesn't have the liquidity? What happens when the consumer is unemployed and cannot pay for those goods coming in? The East is forming a powerful union. BRICS will expand, and the package of goods it will use those commodities in order to deter from using the US dollar will depend if OPEC countries, the Arab countries, will support this. Because the petrodollar is already dead. And if the OPEC countries support this basket of goods that BRICS is planning on using, then watch out, because that will be problematic. That will constrict even further the US and North America. And the whole balance of the East and the West is going to tilt in favor to the East. This flush out is going to be healthy. So watch out for more videos. I'm excited. We don't know where we're headed, but we're definitely going into dark territories that will have extreme ramifications. So protect yourselves. Please like, subscribe, and share this video. Everybody has to be noted about what is coming in the next few months, and I'll see you there. Thanks so much. Bye for now.